it is Jen Jacobson Brusa, and our web address is shop.belovedcheesecakes.com. We have definitely broke records, especially in the month of October, and we're shipping 130 cheesecakes every Tuesday. We could ship more, but we're just running out of space. We don't have enough space.
The freezer capacity.
Yeah,
and our bakers are struggling to keep up. And we have 2 full-time amazing bakers. Mm-hmm. It's a great problem to have. We're super blessed.
Yes.
But it's just, overcoming, digging.
Yep.
We don't use preservatives or anything. That's why we can't, when we ship them, we want to be able to add all of our fresh ingredients. However, to make the best possible cheesecake arrive at the best possible way, we have to ship the toppings separately. Our growth has been through the roof. Now, when our phone dings and there are cheesecake, that means it's been a cheesecake sale. It used to be a real, wow, look at that, we got a cheesecake sale, oh my stars, look, where are we shipping it to? Now, it's, oh boy, I hope I have the product available. I hope everything's going to be perfect. And now our cheesecake shippings are anywhere from 125 to, I think this week, Tuesday the 28th, we will be another personal record. I think we're pushing 140, possibly 145 cheesecakes.
Are you so you're up like 14 times? Is that accurate, Jen? Am I getting that wrong?
Yes. I can't get over enough of Clay would always tell us it's about consistent. It's about being at the grind, and you develop your systems and you repeat them, and you develop everything that works and you repeat it over and over and over, regardless if you're tired, you're discouraged. It doesn't matter. These systems work, and if you continue to just put time into it and do it repetitively over and over and over, the fruit will come. Yep. The results will come, and you'll be like us, to where how are we keeping up with all these orders?
Jen Brusa owns and operates a successful business called Beloved Cheesecakes, where she sells an amazing variety of them. Jen says her made-from-scratch desserts are award-winning for a couple of reasons.
I just chalk it up to it's Jesus, and it's made with pure love, and my heart goes into it.
Before Jen became a business owner, she had separated from her husband and was raising her 3 sons by herself. Jen received food stamps to help cover her expenses. She also worked as a waitress and got another job in guest services. But even then, it wasn't enough to take care of her 3 growing boys.
Overwhelmed is an understatement. There were times where I didn't even think I was gonna make it. Honestly, it was my boys that kept me going.
After Jen and her husband divorced, she joined a food share co-op program where she paid $20 a month to get surplus food at a discounted price. That's when she received a parcel of blackberries and started making cheesecakes. They were so popular, she began to sell them.
A major blow to Oregon restaurants and bars as the state enters a 3rd shutdown. It's going to take effect today, and it will be the 3rd indoor dining ban for some major cities like Portland and Salem and Bend and Eugene, forcing recovering restaurants to shut their doors yet again to indoor diners. Jen Jacobson is a mother of 3 and the owner of Beloved Cheesecakes, and she joins us right now from out in Oregon. Good morning to you, Jen.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
When you heard the news, you must have thought, you got to be kidding me. I've already had to let all my employees go. It's just me and my 3 kids running this operation. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to keep going and doing what I can with the to-go orders and trying to survive that way. I mean, that is what it is. It's like just surviving right now. I do feel like for small businesses, Governor Brown talks about being the underrepresented population of people that she cares for. I mean, we have that in common. I care for underrepresented people myself, and I think she's oversaw small business owners, and especially in the restaurant industry, and we're being underrepresented right now.
Yeah, and there's a picture of you with your 3 children who are helping you run your operation. And by the way, we've got your website. We're going to give the website in a moment, so people, if they would like to get, in fact, there it is right there. People would like to help her and her family out. BelovedCheesecakes.com is where you can go to see what she's selling, and she'll ship it to you.
All right, folks, we have the Beloved Cheesecakes team broadcasting live here from Oregon, and they have some exciting news. They're continuing to set records because great people like you are buying their cheesecakes. But the company started with very humble beginnings. Jen, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Clay, for having us.
So, Jen, for anybody who wants to verify you're not a hologram and you are a real person, can you tell us your first and last name and your web address for your company?
Yes.
And who's this handsome man next to you, for anybody who wants to look
My
him up
husband,
too?
Mackay.
Mackay. Now, Mackay, people want to look you up. How do you spell Mackay? Someone says, how do you spell Mackay?
It's Makai.
Okay, now we've got through the controversial stuff. You guys are winning awards. You're being nominated for awards. Your sales records are being set. Jen, tell us about the kinds of awards you're being nominated for. Tell us what's happening there at belovedcheesecakes.com.
Yeah, well, recently we've been put in the top 150 mom and pop shops, America's mom and pop shops from the Entrepreneur magazine. I thought it was a scam at first because, we get a lot of scammy emails. And then the tournament started October 6th, and round one, we made it through round one, and round two came and we made it through round two. And so what it is we don't know when they're tagging us, but they'll just tag us on a random day, and it's we're facing off with another local, or not local, but another small business in America. And this last week was round three. We faced off with a business in New York, and we made it in the top 4 finalists. So next week we have no idea when Beloved Cheesecakes will be tagged, but I guess we're going to be facing off their terminology is a local legend. So, but we're the only business in Oregon that is going to be facing off with another business somewhere elsewhere in the state. So 4 of them. So it's pretty cool.
Now, I want to showcase and share your product with everybody here. It's belovedcheesecakes.com. That's the website. And if somebody out there is watching this show, Jen, and they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be successful, they want to turn their dream into reality, could you tell us about how you started belovedcheesecakes.com? Because, again, now people see the momentum, they see the awards, they see just all the nationwide success you're having. But for anybody who's going, I want to start my own thing, how did you start belovedcheesecakes.com?
Well, how I started the whole thing was in 2019, and actually started even before that in 2015. So Mackay has married in, but I came out of a domestic violent marriage with 3 boys. I was on a food share program, got a flat of blackberries, made a blackberry cheesecake for my kids' school. And from there, it was, turned into a side hustle, godsidentally is what I call it. And then I had a Kickstarter that started us, funded us, and my boys and I opened in August 2019, 8 months before the lockdown. And then I chose to stay open during the lockdown. I ended up meeting my husband during the lockdown as well. And like I said, he married in, and here we are. God wanted Beloved Cheesecakes. It's his business. I'm his beloved. He is mine. And it's pretty amazing. We have 2 locations. We ship nationwide. We're in about 20 different restaurants here locally, and grocery stores, and bougie grocery stores, that is.
Now, I met you guys at the Reawaken in Oregon, and people kept saying, Clay, you need to meet Jen. You got to meet this lady. She did not comply with the lockdowns. She stayed open, which, by the way, Oregon is a very tough state to stay open. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's probably the most progressive and liberal state out there. I mean, it really is wild, the persecution you faced. You stayed open. You were featured on Fox News and other outlets for defying the lockdowns and the mandates. We met in Oregon, and now as you're growing this business, we have the opportunity to work with you and help kind of coach you. And what's fun about your business is you're scaling it. And I really wanted to get into that part of I want to dive into your wisdom on scaling something. So let's talk about scaling. What does that mean? It's where you sell something, and you sell something else, and you sell another one, and now, Mackay, you're selling 8. And then you sell another one, you're selling, and the people who bought the cheesecake at belovedcheesecakes.com, they love the cheesecake so much, they tell their friends. And now all of a sudden, you're selling 16. And now all of a sudden, those 16 love it so much. And now we're headed into Thanksgiving, and people are going, whoa, I think I saw you on the 700 Club. Aren't you that lady from Entrepreneur Magazine? And now you're selling 32. Jen, I believe, and I want to get Makai's thoughts on this too, I believe now you're selling so many cheesecakes that the local shipping services might not be able to even keep up with all the orders. Is that correct? Am I making that up?
No, you're not making it up. We have definitely broke records, especially in the month of October, and we're shipping 130 cheesecakes every Tuesday. We could ship more, but we're just running out of space. We don't have enough space.
The freezer capacity.
Yeah,
and our bakers are struggling to keep up. And we have 2 full-time amazing bakers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great problem to have. We're super blessed.
Yes.
But it's just, overcoming, digging.
Yep.
Now there's this thing called the tracking sheet, and there's a thing called a recipe. So if you didn't have a recipe, you would not be serving up the world's best cheesecake. I mean, if you just said, hey, guys, girls, people, just do your best, make the cheesecakes how you feel. We'll go off the feel method. Just paint your way through this. Have some fun. We'll be creative. So you have a recipe to standardize the excellence and the quality. And then you have a tracking sheet, so you make sure you're managing the numbers. Jen, let's talk about the recipe. When you started making, I'm going to belovedcheesecakes.com, folks, and I'm clicking on the gallery button. And I'm looking here, I'm finding myself getting hungry. You've got the pumpkin spice going on, you got the Oreo thing. When you first started experimenting with cheesecakes, how did you know that, okay, this one's good enough, I should begin selling it? How did you know that?
Well, it was, the research and development of it and testing different recipes and making sure that it was perfect and having other people sample them and making sure that this was a high-end, high-quality cheesecake. And so by testing it, I do the quality control now that I'm not baking. I definitely taste my fillings, make sure that everything is still staying the same. And that's the biggest compliment we get is the consistency and our quality. We don't do shortcuts, and we still hand zest and hand juice all of our citrus. Someday I would like to get an actual juicer, but we just don't have the room for it right now.
And so when you're filling these orders, you have bakers, and they all want to make the cakes. You want everyone to make the cakes to a certain quality standard. Your quality standard, Makai, is sincerely higher than that of your competition. I'm trying to word this in a way that makes sense. You're not trying to be some diva, bougie cheesecake, but if like a Ford Escort was the cheapest cheesecake in the world and a Lamborghini was like the best, you're kind of serving a Lamborghini cheesecake, but maybe at like a Honda price. I mean, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but you offer that Lamborghini quality. Can you talk about that? Just what is the idea? How do you position yourself in the market? How do you see yourself, Makai? Do you see yourselves as like the Lamborghini of cheesecake, or how would you describe the quality that someone will receive when they get one of your cheesecakes?
I would definitely say it's the Lamborghini. We like to also reference Ferrari. We call ourselves the Ferrari of cheesecakes, best cheesecake in America. And I think what it all boils down to is we use real ingredients and we make real cheesecake, scratch made, handmade, every one of them.
Small batch.
When I say real ingredients, you can look at our ingredients because we have to give them now to these bougie grocery stores. And our ingredients, I think, is 10 or under. And then other cakes that are involved, other cheesecakes from other facilities. The list is ginormous compared to ours. And people all the time say, when they have our cheesecake, they eat it, they don't feel heavy, they don't feel bloated, they feel still light, or they don't get heartburn and things like that. So
we're not using all the fillers.
No, we don't use preservatives or anything. That's why we can't, when we ship them, we want to be able to add all of our fresh ingredients. However, to make the best possible cheesecake arrive at the best possible way, we have to ship the toppings separately.
Now, what I'm gonna do now, Jen, is I'm gonna open it up. We have 2 members of our team here on the mic. They're not on camera, but they're on the mic. We have Rihanna here, and we have McKenna. They're very solid, good people, and they might or might not like cheesecake, but I know they like you. And we're gonna ask you a couple questions, if we can, about growing your business, because there's somebody watching this show today, and they're gonna be inspired by the answers you provide here. So let's go with Rihanna first. Rihanna, what question would you have for Jen, who's been a client of ours for a long time? time. She's a diligent person. She's putting in the work. She's making a great product. What question would you have for Jen?
Yeah. So what habits would you say would be the most critical to your success?
Oh, definitely. Well, keeping a schedule, and then also we really focus on being diligent doers, you know. So I tell people when we do group interviews that we're in these restaurants not because they came to us. We're in these grocery stores not because they came to us, but we're diligent doers, and we're calling them. One grocery store, it took us a year to get in, and that's from us being diligent and calling them. Even with the rejections of no's, we still continue to call. So that is one habit, is to continually follow through, call, be a diligent doer.
Now, I have a follow-up question, then we'll go to McKenna here. And I'm not asking you to put your financial numbers out there for the world to hear, but I do want to ask you this question. Makai, when we met in Oregon, I just remember hearing that you would not lock down, and I knew, well, boop, 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 we could help you. Because there's a certain defiance you have to have. By the way, there's a great documentary series called The Defiant Ones. One of my favorite documentaries of all time, called The Defiant Ones, and it is mind-boggling. But you have to be a little bit defiant in terms of you have to stand up for your principles and be focused if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur. And I knew when you guys stood up to the lockdowns, I knew you would do very well as business owners. From the time that we met in Oregon to now, how much growth have you had? Are you selling one extra cheesecake a month? Are you one time bigger? Are you 10% smaller? Is it getting worse? Is it getting better? How would you describe growth, just to give people a context of the kind of the growth you guys are having over there at belovedcheesecakes.com?
It's easy. It's been significant. Just last year to this year, and you're just talking shipping, we were excited when it wasn't a holiday week or a holiday month, and we would ship 10, 15 cheesecakes on a Tuesday. We thought we were big stuff. But as of August, well, we've been really playing around with Facebook ads on our advertising and marketing, because it's all about that marketing. Our growth has been through the roof. Now, when our phone dings and there are cheesecake, that means it's been a cheesecake sale. It used to be a real, wow, look at that, we got a cheesecake sale. Oh my stars, look, where are we shipping it to? Now it's, oh boy, I hope I have the product available. I hope everything's going to be perfect. And now our cheesecake shippings are anywhere from 125 to, I think this week, Tuesday the 28th, we will be another personal record. I think we're pushing 140, possibly 145 cheesecakes.
Are you
again,
so you're up to like 14 times? Is that accurate, Jen? Am I getting that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, folks, what we're going to do right now, we're all going to come into an agreement right now. If you're looking for a holiday gift, and I know you are. Now, someone says, I'm not looking for a holiday gift. Okay, if you're Scrooge and you're not getting a holiday gift, we'll pray for you too. But if you are watching this show right now and you're looking for a great gift for mom or dad or somebody, I want everyone to go to Beloved Cheesecakes and at least consider buying an incredible cheesecake from belovedcheesecakes.com. And again, you guys are having exponential, massive growth. McKenna, you have a chance to work with great clients. What question would you have for Jen about scaling from a small business to a regional business to now a national brand? Well, I have you muted. That's terrible. I'm back to you.
Yeah. How has implementing the tracking sheet ultimately helped you and helped impact your business as well as scaling it?
Oh, the tracking sheet has been an absolute lifesaver. We ask every single person how they heard about us. And in the beginning, when we first started working with Clay, we had ads on a radio station. We had ads in a magazine. And when we started using the tracking sheet of how do you hear about us, we saw where our marketing dollars were going and not getting any no fruit from it. And so being able to track how everybody heard about us, being able to see our numbers, so then we can push like, okay, we've got to have sales this week. We had a loss last week or whatever. The tracking sheet has been an absolute game changer for us.
Do you have a follow-up question about tracking sheets, McKenna? And we'll go back to Rihanna. What do you have a follow-up question for Jen? Because again, somebody watching this show, you are highly motivated, highly caffeinated, maybe even agitated. You want to have success, and you're maybe saying, "Wow, can I do it?" I mean this sincerely. I know you can do it. I know Jen is doing it. Any other question you have for Jen there, McKenna?
What was the most surprising thing that you found through tracking?
I think, like I said, we had our ad. We have a really conservative, awesome radio station here in the area, and we were spending money with them monthly. And I think finding through the tracking sheet and asking people how they hear about us, not seeing fruit from that was really surprising and shocking and sad, because we also want to support another local business here. But when you're a small business, your dollars, every dollar counts on where you're spending it. And so I think, wouldn't you think that's like,
I was just gonna say, I'd love to add to that. Asking for objective reviews.
oh yeah.
At the very beginning, when we started working with Clay, we thought this might be a little ridiculous, this little obnoxious, pestering people. Hey, and we'd love to have an objective review. Your opinion really matters to our business. But then fast forward to where we're at, 2,200 or plus 5-star reviews. And to hear when you ask people, hey, how'd you hear about us? And they're like, oh, I want a dessert. And I Googled dessert, and bam, you came right up, best dessert. Or a company in Vermont says, where's the best key lime cheesecake? They find us. Now we build a relationship where we send them cases of key lime cheesecake all the way from Oregon into Vermont for her restaurant. So
I want to show people this too, just to hammer what you just said, because what you said, Makai, is pretty powerful. If you Google search Oregon cheesecakes, you guys now come up as the top search result. Mm-hmm. And I have run into so many people that have come to me and they've said, hey, Clay, I heard about Beloved through this, through that, looked them up. They always say that part. They go, I heard about Beloved through this and that, and I looked them up, and they were great. But they always say, I looked them up. So what does that mean, to look it up, to look them up? I'm looking it up. What does that mean? I'm looking it up. It's usually somebody Googling something, and then they find something. And because you stood up against the lockdowns for a while, the only thing that ever came up was like some toxic news story. And so we've had to work through that. So it's been pretty awesome to see. Rihanna, again, belovedcheesecakes.com is the topic, scaling a company. What question or questions would you have for Jen about how to scale, how she has scaled her business, belovedcheesecakes.com?
Yeah. How have you dealt with the criticism and the rejection that comes with scaling your business?
It's pretty easy. I think it's free entertainment, to be honest. I don't pay much attention to it, and I'm very vocal here in Oregon. I stand for our freedom and Jesus and America. And so what people that are hating on us or criticizing us, we are also fighting for their freedom of speech. I mean, they have the freedom to have their opinion, their thoughts, their beliefs. And so when they hate on us, it's like, that's okay. That's your opinion. We're allowed to have our own opinions and beliefs. And so I don't take it to heart at all.
Behind you, you have all these signs, these wonderful, encouraging signs. You and I share, I think, a similar worldview in that we're always putting out signs and things on the wall. You've decided to not apologize for your faith at belovedcheesecakes.com. As you're hiring people through the process of the group interview, AKA interviewing a lot of candidates, how has that helped your business, Jen? Interviewing a lot of people and just knowing that, hey, not everybody's going to fit into a culture where I'm putting up Bible verses on my walls.
The group interviews is probably one of my most favorite things about running Beloved Cheesecakes, and learning the group interview from having you as my coach. I just had my first walkout last week, actually, and I always start with, hi, I'm Jen, the owner, founder of Beloved Cheesecakes. First and foremost, we love Jesus. Secondly, we love America. You do not have to know Jesus to work for us, but if you do not like America, you will not like working for us. It doesn't offend me if you leave. I just have to tell you who we are. And I had a gal get up and she's like, yeah, I don't think this is going to be a good fit for me. And which is totally fine. And I'm like, we'll still serve you cheesecake. Yep, we still love you. But you just have to know who we are. So I just, right at the beginning, everybody knows, there's no question. And clearly they come in our shop and they see that as well.
I want to share this real quick. This is a copy of a book I'm editing for Pastor Jackson Lawmeyer right now. And it's on my desk, and I don't have to hide this book. I don't have to go, oh no, someone's coming in my office, I should hide the book. Or this is on my desk right now. This is Rich Dad Poor Dad, the Guide to Investing. I was just on the Rich Dad Poor Dad podcast this week. I don't have to hide this book and say, oh no, someone's coming in my office. I don't have to live in duality. Mark Batterson just sent me his book. This is the pastor of one of the largest churches in America. He's in Washington, D.C. I just interviewed Mark on our show this week. I don't have to hide the book like it's contraband. I don't have cognitive dissonance. I'm not trying to appeal to everybody. And if you're watching today's show and you feel stuck because you're being held hostage by crazy, toxic, nefarious employees, folks, we can help you get unstuck. Jen, what would you say to anybody who has not been to one of our workshops? Because I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think when you came to our workshops, I think you kind of felt like you'd found your tribe or like you'd found home. How would you describe the business workshops?
For the business workshops, it's not a motivational workshop. That's what I first tell everybody. It is action packed, and you are going to learn the skills and the things to do in your business that will help grow and scale your business. And I think everybody should go. I tell everybody about your business conference all the time. And just if they want to, they don't even have to have you as a business coach, but just to go and learn the steps to grow their business, and also to have that boldness and courage and to stand up for what they believe in and bring their values, their personal values, into their business and not be afraid of that.
So here's what I'm doing today on today's show. Someone says today. Well, it's just between now and December 4th and 5th. So between now and December 4th and 5th, kind of get some mojo going. If you're watching today's show, or you watch the show, whenever you watch it between now and December 4th and 5th, if you will go to belovedcheesecakes.com, and you will buy any cheesecake at all. You buy any cheesecake at all for the holidays, for yourself. Maybe you're trying to pack on 45 pounds before the holidays. That's great. But you just go to belovedcheesecakes.com. You buy a cheesecake, buy multiple cheesecakes. If you'll just text me a screenshot to verify your purchase. So you say, what do I do? Go to belovedcheesecakes.com. You buy a cheesecake, and you want to text my cell phone number. This is my cell phone number. We'll keep that very private between you and me and everybody. That's my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. If you'll just text me proof of purchase, I'm going to enter you in for a chance to win a backstage pass to the upcoming conference featuring Eric Trump, featuring Mel K, featuring yourself, featuring Michael Levine. So again, you say, I want to go to the business workshop. How do I do it? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. You say, I want to have a great cheesecake. How do I do it? Belovedcheesecakes.com. Now, if you'll just buy anything at all from belovedcheesecakes.com and you'll text me a proof of purchase to my cell phone number, that number is 918-851-0102, 918-851-0102. You'll be entered in for a chance to win a backstage pass to the upcoming event. So my final question, Jen, is if somebody's looking at buying one of your products and they're going, okay, I've never bought a Beloved Cheesecakes product before. What's the one? What's the move? If someone goes to your gallery, they go to the shop, what is the one thing that everybody should check out? What's the one product
I think everybody should get the ultimate sampler. It's one slice of everything that we have, and you get the two seasonals. At Christmas time, you'll have the pumpkin and the white chocolate peppermint in that. And we tell everybody that Beloved Cheesecakes is a great gift to give someone that has everything.
That's right.
So that's what we say.
Look at that. Look at that. Don't look at it too much, folks. Look at it. Look at it. So we go to belovedcheesecakes.com. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to belovedcheesecakes.com. Fingers on the home row. Feeling the flow. Working it. Finding the shop button. Clicking the shop button. Finding the ultimate sampler. Where is it? It's over here to the left. I click the ultimate sampler, and there it is. 80, what is it? Half price? It's only $89. Come on. This is incredible cheesecake. So again, Jen, thank you so much for your time. Makai, I appreciate you allowing the Ferrari of cheesecakes to be available for just $89. Makai, I'll give you the final word, final 30 seconds. What say you, sir?
I'm glad you said that, because I can't get over enough of Clay would always tell us it's about consistent. It's about being at the grind, and you develop your systems and you repeat them, and you develop everything that works and you repeat it over and over and over, regardless if you're tired, you're discouraged, it doesn't matter. These systems work. And if you continue to just put time into it and do it repetitively over and over and over, the fruit will come, the results will come, and you'll be like us to where, how are we keeping up with all these orders?
Thank you guys so much for carving out time. I know you have more orders to ship. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us. And it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I've found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
Okay, Aaron Antis, guess who's joining us for the December 4th and 5th, 2025 Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop?
Whoa. Ooh. Oh, Santa Claus?
No, we will not be joined by Santa Claus, but we will be joined by Eric Trump, the son of the 45th and now 47th president of these United States. And yes, Amanda Grace will be in the place. And yes, Dr. Stella Manuel will be there, so you know it will go well. Yes, we have Mel K in the house. Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotzenpiller will be hosting this event at their beautiful church right there in sunny Anaheim, California. Yes, folks, make this a December to remember.
You surprised?
Make this a December to remember and join us at the 2-day interactive business growth workshops. For over 20 years, folks, I've been hosting business growth workshops where we're going to teach you marketing, sales systems, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, sales training, search engine optimization, accounting, workflow development, financial management, all this and more. How do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, how do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets today. And now Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, and this just in from our home office, President Donald J. Trump is now the 47th president of these United States as well.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
He needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint.
Right.
I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here.
There's a lot of togetherness and closeness, camaraderie.
So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody. Don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences. And to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard. And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch. And this is also your opportunity to meet some of the great speakers like Pastor Dave Scarlett. You could meet Mel Kay. You could meet Amanda Grace. You could meet Dr. Stella Emanuel. You could just grab a coffee. You could find some alone time. You could get lost in the bathroom. You could try to go and get a photo with one of the speakers. You could try to photobomb a photo where someone else is getting a photo with the speakers. You could go attempt to find your phone, wallet, and your keys.
My phone, wallet, keys, yeah, phone, wallet, keys.
Whoa. Now that's a good idea.
Well, it's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business. But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. Whoa. Add to that, Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump Organization. You say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch.
Who's with me? Let's go! Come on!
It's an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. Someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay, I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the event's going to be on December 4th and 5th in sunny Anaheim, California. Great weather. Make this a December to remember. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you, this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life changing. It is life changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right.
Like,
Not really. So if you're looking to have life changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop in beautiful Anaheim, California.
I'm Kay Dixon. I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Vince Suzuki, also from Sarasota, Florida.
He dragged me here.
Yep, was here in 2018, and it changed my business, and I built another business, and now I'm here to do it again with this business. So.
Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, and it's been really easy to go to a lot of events like this and just leave really in your head like what to do next. And already there's the strategic, step-by-step, real-life implementation that we can do to our business, and I'm so grateful to be here and very excited that Eric Trump is here, and that is going to be epic.
Hi, my name is Erica, and it has been amazing being here. The conference, I'm learning so much. Everything is perfect for me.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is.
And the greatest thing that'll come out of all of it, aside from winning the presidency of the United States, we'll get to that in a second, was an everlasting friendship between Clay and I, because I'm telling you, there's not too many people in the world that have this man's backbone and his tenaciousness and his perseverance. And so, buddy, I love you. And to General Flynn, thank you. You guys are incredible. You guys are incredible warriors. You guys are incredible, incredible warriors. So thank you, my friend.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So We're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
We're going to move into action mode here. So for anybody out there, if you say, I would like to go to Mar-a-Lago. Now, Jackson, you know that this just in, they raided Mar-a-Lago. You know about this? This just in. And so some people say, that wasn't cool. I didn't like that. But, so a lot of people out there, we want to kind of stick it to the New York Times. We want Eric to become the #1 best-selling author in America. And we kind of also want to go to Mar-a-Lago and check it out. We've never been there before. So what we're going to do is for anybody right now, if you go to Amazon right now and you buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation. So you go to Amazon right now, you buy a copy of the book, and you just text a screenshot of your proof of purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. So text my number, 918-851-0102. So again, step one, you go here to Amazon.com, you buy a copy of the book, Under Siege, then you just text a screenshot of your purchase, your proof of purchase. You text my number, 918-851-0102. You have a chance to win a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Eric Trump and myself, and there's more.
And by the way, Mar-a-Lago right there, just for your viewers, it's the most exclusive private club in the world. $2 million to get into, just base membership fee. And I promise we're going to make your night absolutely incredible. Clay goes, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we put it out to all the amazing Reawaken people, all the people who supported us all around the country, all around, at every one of these conferences, who adore your family. We've got to beat the New York Times. The New York Times is going to do everything they can. Even though we're #1 on Amazon right now, we just hit #1 this morning. New York Times is going to do everything they can to keep you from being #1 bestseller. You know that, I know that, you know the games that they're willing to play. But Clay goes, why don't we do a couple of things? First of all, love having dinner with Clay. He's the greatest. Second of all, why don't we bring one of the amazing people that I guarantee you I've been in front of at all these events. Why don't we bring a couple to dinner at Mar-a-Lago? And I said, absolutely, consider it done. So I said they have to text you, Clay. They can't text me because we'll be getting 1,000 of these. But yeah, go buy a book, text Clay, and we'll set up a dinner. I'll make sure you guys have the absolute time of your life.
I'm going to pull this up again one more time here, Jackson, because I think sometimes I'm a poor communicator, and I need to work on communicating more effectively. So you go to Amazon. That's step one, okay?
Yes.
You buy a copy of the book, Pop Quiz. What book?
Under Siege.
You buy a copy of Under Siege, and then you screenshot a picture of that, and you text my phone number. It's 918-851-0102. And folks, that is my cell phone number. So we'll keep that private between you and me and everybody. And then when you text that to me, you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the actual in-person business workshop. That's a business growth workshop, December 4th and 5th, featuring Eric Trump in Anaheim, California. And you have a chance to win dinner with Eric Trump and myself at Mar-a-Lago. Now, someone says, when does this contest end? Now, Eric, your birthday was hijacked. Okay, so your birthday was hijacked. January 6th is this man's birthday. He now has to switch his birthday because no one wants to talk about his birthday on January 6th anymore. So we're going to run this promotion until November 5th. That's my birthday. So we're gonna,
no. So we're going to run it till October 14th.
October 14th.
Has to be pre-sale.
This just in. It has to be between October 14th. That's why we're clarifying. So between now and October 14th. Now, folks, let me just clarify this real quick here. So make sure I'm leaving you with some good clarity here. One, you buy a copy of Under Siege on Amazon. That's the step one.
Yep.
Step two, you text a screenshot of that purchase to my cell phone number, 918-851-0102. Three, you have to do that before October 14th. Before October 14th, this just in. It has to be before October 14th. And you have a chance to win a backstage pass to the upcoming business workshop. You have a chance to have dinner with Eric Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And I want to tell you some benefits of buying the book. One, I've read the book. It's incredible. If you're a father out there and you want to learn about mentoring your kids, it's a great book. If you want to learn about American history, it's a great book. If you want to make America great again, it is a great book. It's a book you got to have.
Now here is just a quick editor's note. You do not have to buy a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, to be entered into the drawing. Whoa. Just text the number. All you have to do is just text the number, 918-851-0102, and you will be entered into the drawing for a chance to win a copy of Eric Trump's book, Under Siege, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hang out with Eric Trump and Clay Clark at Mar-a-Lago and to win a backstage pass at the upcoming ThriveTimeShow.com 2-day interactive business workshop. Again, you do not have to buy a copy of the book to be entered into the drawing, but it would be great if you'd buy a copy of the book because that would make sense. However, that is all, and now back to the interview.
Also, Eric, a final question here for you. You are donating a portion of the proceeds to support Charlie Kirk in his continued mission there. Could you tell us about that briefly there, and then we'll let you get back to what you're doing today, sir?
Yeah, well, I was on with Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson was a great friend of Charlie Kirk's, as you know, and you know Benny, and Benny's a very good friend of mine, and Cash Patel is a very good friend of mine, and was a very good friend of Charlie's. I mean, you watch everybody that's up on that stage every single day as they got to the bottom of exactly what happened, and they brought justice to what happened, or are trying to bring justice to what happened, and it's kind of unthinkable, but. St. Jude, and I talk a lot about St. Jude in this book because that's been, fighting pediatric cancer has always been a cornerstone of my life. But Charlie truly was the epitome of being under siege, not only in the movement that he helped create, but obviously in how his life was savagely taken. My book came out 2.5 days before Charlie's assassination. You better believe he would have been the final chapter of this book as just another illustration of what these people will do at any cost to try and win, because it's who they are. It's the not so tolerant left, and we can never let our voices be extinguished. Clay, you stood on that stage as well as anybody I've ever seen stand on a stage. You did at Reawaken events all across the country, which you funded out of your back pocket because you believed in America, you believed in a greater country, and you were on that stage every single day. I was on that stage with you every single day, and I was on the Turning Point stage with Charlie all the time, and I was on stages across the country and 3 campaigns. I've stood on thousands of them, and honestly, they don't want us to stand on that stage. That's why they're sending bullets from rooftops. They don't want us to go out there with a bullhorn and have loud, independent thought. When they see these beautiful arenas full of kids and they're cheering, they're celebrating, they're holding American flags, they don't want that. And so they want to silence us. They want to silence our voice. That's why they killed Charlie. That's why they tried to kill my father. That's why they sent 112 subpoenas to me. That's why they wanted me in jail and my father in jail and Don in jail. That's why they made up the hoaxes. They wanted to see us destroyed and gone with no voice, with no money, with no company, with no political aspirations, gone. And we can't allow that to happen. And so we need to make sure that Turning Point continues. We need to make sure incredible patriots like you continue to spread, sensible speech, pro-American values, pro-religious, pro-constitutional values. And that's why I want to donate the funds to Turning Point. I want to donate, a portion of the funds to Turning Point, because we can't allow anarchy to win, and we can't allow voices to be deleted, and we need to keep Charlie's legacy going.
Eric Trump, thank you so much for joining us. Pastor Jackson, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Eric, have a great day. We really do appreciate you. Everybody go out there and buy that book, Under Siege. It's not too early to buy your Christmas gifts. And if you have a Democrat in your family, buy them a copy as well. Eric Trump, take care.
Thanks, guys. See you later.